there, my name is the Magical Anna, and I am still sick. I don't know if you guys watched my last video, but for those of you that did, you may recall the weird fever dream of a video it was, and at the end of the video, me saying I was no longer sick. But as it turns out, drinking probiotic shakes with live cultures in it isn't the best thing to do while you're still getting over a cold you may have. And as it turns out, mine didn't go away. So, here we are. This is episode 2 of Create This Book, which is the book I have right here. In episode 1, we did the cover, and later on, I did the back of the book. And if you missed us making this, then I will link you the video down below and at the end of this video, so you can go check it out. And in between videos, I did this lovely title page. Forgot the word there for a second. I haven't done anything yet with this page. This is the copyright page. I'll figure it out. I don't know. Leave your suggestions down below. Tips and tricks. This is something we're not going to work on. And then I did this. I was going for a very rough sketch, artisty kind of feel. So yeah, we have to fill in these stars now. So I'm just going to go in with this metallic marker that I have. And as a suggestion, like Moriah says, I'm going to place a sheet behind this so it doesn't bleed onto the next page. The marker I end up using I don't really like that much, and I'm just kind of using like a sketch page I have here of like a ballerina I was working on. And this marker kind of eats away at the paper. I don't really suggest this kind of marker. I end up switching to my metallic Sharpies instead. So the first star we're filling in is customizing the front cover of the book, which we did in the first video. I did address that I'm not going to be filling in one of the stars fully because I don't want to mess with the edges of the book, and that's just me, and that's how I want my book to look, and nobody can judge me for that, and no one can say I didn't complete the book because I have OCD. Also, if you think the camera angle I have right now is a little odd, that's because, like last Create This Book video, I completely forgot how to YouTube, and I had the camera facing at my hand instead of angled at the opposite angle for you to see what I'm actually doing on the paper. I mean, right now it doesn't matter. Thankfully, I fixed this before we start doing any actual pages in the book. So yeah. That's the good news. As you can see here, I'm switching to my metallic Sharpies, and they don't eat at the paper, thankfully. However, I'm pretty sure if you've seen any other Create This Book video, you will hear people say the pages are very, very thin. Therefore, it does bleed through to the next page, but thankfully, because I had this scrap piece of paper under it, it didn't bleed through. But at the same time, it didn't bleed through onto the paper, so I don't really know what would have happened, but it definitely does bleed through the back, and you will see that when I flip over the pages. And here I'm about to turn over the page so you can see what the bleeding looks like. I'm going to zoom out, and you can see that the bleeding I used with markers is pretty noticeable. Now, it could just be because the kind of markers I used. However, I don't think that is the case. Yes, the first metallic marker I used didn't bleed that bad. However, it ate at the paper quite a lot. And as you can see here, we are now at our different angle. And the prompt for this page is create a fancy name, which basically means to write our name in a fancy manner. And I really couldn't think of anything super special, so I'm just, doing my simple name, the Magical Anna, and the in like bold font because it's the word the, the SpongeBob joke, just, spending hours making the word the. It didn't turn out how I wanted it to, but the Magical and the Anna turned out pretty in my opinion. Pretty the I'm using quite repetitious words here, I would say. If you're curious what the kind of pen I am using a calligraphy pen that I found at Hobby Lobby. Not quite sure what the name of it is. Can't really read the characters on the barrel of the pen, but I will say it is a brush tip with like fibers. So can you tell I'm good at art? I'm actually not good at art. This is the point of the book. I'm trying to increase my art skills. And anyways, moving on, I brought out my Prismacolor pencils, and I'm still new at using them, so if you don't like how I'm using them and it's making you cringe, I'm sorry, but I still have to get used to them. And you gotta remember, this paper really wasn't designed for art mediums. It's kind of just like printer paper. I'm using circular motions to fill in the larger areas, because from what I've heard, that is what you were supposed to do, and in my opinion it does make it look more cohesive rather than just like lines across a page. And for magical, I wanted a very like purpley color, and for my name I wanted one of my favorite colors, because I do like these colors, minus the fact that they are the only Prismacolors I own. Hopefully we'll get more soon, and hopefully we'll find my actual box of color pencils. This way we don't have to use the same colors over and over and over and over again. So yeah, I am sorry if I sound nasally, but I am sick. So also, I just want to address a lot of people, I'm over exaggerating here, like 3 or 4 people complained about how long the last video was. I'm sorry, it was the first one in the series, and I wanted to explain the rules, to the point where someone commented that, oh, if you just want to skip the entire video, here's the time where she actually starts the video. I mean, you don't have to do that. It's not really necessary. I kind of want people to watch the whole video, especially the people who are new to my channel or people who have no idea what's happening. Speaking of having no idea what's happening, I'm adding glitter to the page from my glitter bucket. I just went on a rant. I'm still sick. I'm sorry. I'm adding glitter with Mod Podge, and you might be thinking, Anna, that's a really bad idea. No, it's not. I think it turns out pretty good. I think I went a little bit overboard with the glitter. So it didn't turn out that bad. Oh, I'm also adding like nail canes from like the Sally store. So I don't even know what I'm talking about right now. We'll get used to this format eventually. Right now it's not the best, and I'm trying so hard to just talk right now. Yeah, if you're wondering when I filmed this video, there's the date for you. And I made the very, very bad mistake of filling in that with Sharpie, and you'll see why that was a bad mistake when we turn over the page once we're finished. Yes, it was a bad idea, but I'm out of breath from talking. I can't really breathe out of my nose very well, and for some reason I just showed you my water bottle. If you're curious what it says I work out. Just kidding, I chase tiny humans. It's very true. And here's the finished page, and we're gonna turn it over, and yeah, what am I doing? Yeah, I messed it up. Look at that. Alright, this is the big no-no you don't want to do. Yeah. Still proud of it though. On to the rule box. I'm just kind of like looking at this and going, wow, what did I just do? I really didn't read the rule box because, you know, I've heard people talk about it enough. So we're just gonna start the rule box. The rules of the rule box is you have to do it on every single page. So whatever you put in that box, you got to do it on every single page. So I didn't want to do something cheesy like a rainbow heart. Moriah. Here I am testing my supplies in the corner. So I just wanted to do something classic and timeless, and you know what that is? Putting a date on every page. Yep, you guessed it. Putting a date on every page. I am creative. Someone call the creative police. I need to stop.
Let's all agree to never be creative again.
Anyways, onto the rule box. I am chopping up a piece of sketchbook paper, and I am using those Crayola markers that I talked about in the previous video, and I'm writing the rule. I had a hard time coming up with an idea for this page because I wanted to try and think outside of the box, because I've seen a lot of pretty pages people have done where it's like the page comes to life, and I kind of wanted to create that. I don't think I did, but you know, I tried. I did clouds for some reason, because this whole thing makes sense, I guess, and I added silhouettes of a plane and a hot air balloon later on. Yeah. I don't know, I'm taking my fake Micron pen right now, and I'm just outlining the words, making them pop more. If you're curious about these markers still, I will totally do an update on them. I thoroughly like them as a novice artist. I really, really like them. Here I am making the weirdest looking hot air balloon right now. Looking at it now, I probably could have made it look better. Yeah, and then here's a very cartoony looking airplane. We're not going for realism here. What's realism? I'm lucky if I can draw a picture of a person, which will bring us to my next point. So yeah, here's the finished page. And we're gonna flip on over to the next one. Yay! Alright, so on this page, our task is to do the one color challenge. Yes, this is a challenge you guys have seen many times in the art community, and this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take our lovely sketchbook here, and we're gonna use one color. This sketchbook I've been practicing a lot in, and I've been trying to work on my people drawing skills, my chibi drawing skills, if you will, and I think I've gotten a little bit better than what I used to be. So yeah. And the one color we will be using is the light blue from the Crayola alcoholic based marker set. And I'm also using the colorless blender to help lighten the color. Now, again, we don't know if the markers are alcohol based, but I believe they are based on the smell. Here I'm going to start a rough sketch. This rough sketch isn't the best. Again, I am trying to improve my skill of chibi art. It's been a constant struggle. Now, making this, for some reason, I pictured like this baby blue landscape and just, you know, mountains and someone dreaming. And in 3, 2, 1, my boyfriend is about to interrupt.
Sorry, YouTube. I don't even know if this will be in there, but it probably won't. I really hope this is cut out, actually.
Nope.
Yeah, we do a long distance relationship, so if you were wondering why he was just randomly there, it's because I was saying goodbye to him. He was getting ready to go back to Orlando. We live 3 hours apart, so that's so fun. But yeah, like I was saying, I was just picturing like this girl off of a cliff, like just putting her arms out and like just feeling the wind. Now, I don't know how to draw wind, so that didn't go very well. Also, as you can tell, my 0.3 pen was drying out when I tried to do the braid, so it looks really weird. I also messed up the hand because my boyfriend came up beside me to come talk to me for a second, and I looked at him as I was drawing and I moved the pen, and then the pinky looked a little weird, so I was like, oh, whoops. So now she has like a club hand. Yeah. I am actually pretty proud with how this ended up turning out. I feel like as I went on, it got better. Now, should I have probably used other blue mediums other than this just one blue marker? Probably, but I felt like it didn't fit the challenge. I wanted it all to be this one marker. Also, I am obsessed with these markers, so that's kind of why. I regret filling in her arms, but I'm gonna say it's like a shadow effect. That's what I'm going for here. And we're only doing the mountain outlines. So, because I am gonna do like that shadowy type thing. As you can see, I'm darkening certain areas, lightening certain areas. I'm just going to keep going over and over and over and over again with it. These markers do have a learning curve to them. I've used them enough now to where I think I know how to use them pretty well. Sometimes I do run into little weird roadblocks where I'm like, whoa, what do I do here? But they're pretty easy to mix and blend, and I thoroughly enjoy them. I'm cheating, I'm adding a blue Sharpie to it, but you know. Also, white is not a color, so that doesn't count. And you also heard my phone go off. I'm just adding like little baby breaths to her hair. Baby breaths are one of my favorite flowers, by the way. And yeah, I'm just adding little details, trying to make it look nicer. And I feel like the white paint definitely added to it. If you're wondering what kind of paint I'm using, it's just regular white acrylic paint. And yeah, for the next couple clips, I'm just gonna be moving it around, showing it off, dating it, like I promised. We're going to chop it up and glue it into the book. At one point I had to get up to go find my glue stick because I didn't want to Mod Podge it in the book. Because one, I didn't know how the paper was going to react, and I didn't know how the marker was going to react to it. I have yet to add any wet mediums to it other than paint. So far so good, but yeah. And like I said, I've been wanting to make these pages come more alive. I don't want it to be just like a weird sketchbook. And the best way to do that was this for me. I don't really like it all that much. I'm just having such a hard time with getting these pages to come to life and be more than just doodles on a page. But so far with how the book is turning out, I'm really happy. And if you enjoyed this episode of Create This Book, let me know by leaving a like and a comment down below. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed, and maybe hit the bell notification to know when I upload. So yeah, there's just a few things I think we need to work on, but other than that, I'm really proud of how everything's turning out, especially the blue girl. I really do like her, and hopefully as the book goes on we could see an evolution in my art style. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you all later. Bye!